Hallelujah! An extended hiatus and near cancellation later, Sanditon is coming back. Thanks to the show's US fans, it's been given a new life by PBS. Sanditon Season 2 ended on Sunday, April 24th, with a finale that left fans shook. With the news of Season 3 on the horizon, we've got all the deets for you. First, let's look at the facts. It's Jane Austen's world, and we're just living in it. Her Regency romances have been a super hit, whether it's Bridgerton or Sanditon. Many Austen fans are familiar with Sense and Sensibility, Emma, and Pride and Prejudice, but not many are familiar with Sanditon, which is set in the same coastal town. Did you know that Austen started this novel in March 1817, despite being chronically ill? Unfortunately, she died 4 months later, leaving the novel unfinished, which means it's totally up to showrunners on how they want to proceed with it, and they've been pretty spot on with it so far. Before her death in 1817, Austen completed 11 chapters of Sanditon. In those chapters, Tom Parker is preoccupied with converting the sleepy Sanditon into a fashionable health resort, and Lady Denham is his faithful sidekick who helps him with his scheme. Austen's unfinished work has been given a witty and rewarding direction by screenwriter Andrew Davies, who has classic hits under his belt like Pride and Prejudice, Middlemarch, and House of Cards. Davies has authored many episodes and acts as an executive producer on the new seasons. Justin Young, who also is an executive producer and main writer, wrote the first 4 episodes of the first season. Head writer Justin Young confirmed that Sanditon has 6 episodes in the upcoming season, which is a bit of a bummer. Season 1 viewers were treated to 8 episodes, but Season 3 will offer 6 new episodes, exactly like Season 2, which just aired. We're not complaining, though, because 6 new episodes of Sanditon are better than none, and as everyone who saw Season 2 knows, the writers are more than capable of producing a number of surprising twists and swoon-worthy romances in that amount of time. So when can we see it? Season 3 of Sanditon has already begun filming. You heard that right, so all you fans won't have to wait long to see your faves on screen. When PBS rescued Sanditon last year, it was simultaneously renewed for Seasons 2 and 3. The 2 seasons were shot back-to-back between July and December 2021, according to sources. But before you start celebrating, here's a little clarification. While it has been shot, Season 3 will not air until 2023. That's not bad, right? It will be a much shorter wait than last time. Early 2023 is when we're being told that the new season will air on PBS Masterpiece. Next, what can we expect? Shippers, don't be sad. Though Charlotte's engagement was this huge obstacle, the spark between her and Colbourne is still sizzling. We predict that when we see him again at the beginning of Season 3, he'll be slightly different, but in a good way. Showrunners have also revealed that the two are still passionately in love, even though she's engaged to Ralph, so we're at the edge of our seats to find out how it will work out. We were also given a hint about what to expect from Charlotte in Season 3 during a panel at the Television Critics Association press tour. There were some unanswered plot holes from Season 2 that are reportedly coming full circle in Season 3. Remember where we found Charlotte in Season 2's opening moments? We came across a young woman who's attempting to move on. She's torn between being the person her family requires and having her own voice in this world, only to be dragged back to Sanditon. Everything she says to Colbourne about what she thinks a young woman should be with free spirit and independence, that very talk is crucial to Charlotte's growth throughout these 2 seasons. So hopefully, fans will be able to look back and see the growth she goes through to finally find the independence she's so craved for. So who's in and who's out? Because the seasons were shot one after the other, it's safe to say that most of your favorite characters will return for Season 3. However, it has been announced that a few crucial characters, including Colonel Lennox and perhaps more surprisingly, Esther Babington, will not be returning. If you need us, we'll be right here, trying not to cry. We've been told that the reason for not continuing with Esther is that her character had come to a natural end. She has everything she's ever desired when we leave her at the end of Season 2, a happy marriage, and now she has a child she adores. So that's that, unless there's a twist we haven't anticipated. Theo James isn't returning to his part as Sidney Parker in the 2nd and 3rd seasons of Sanditon, so the producers decided to write the character off for good. As you can recall, we found that Sidney is dead in the first episode of Sanditon Season 2, and throughout Season 2, the mystery surrounding his death and why he was in Antigua at the time of his death unfolds. That's all the closure we're getting. Now for some more tea. If there's one person we feel sorry for, it's this poor girl. Georgiana has been through a lot on Sanditon over the course of 2 seasons. Before she turned 21, the heiress had lost both of her parents, her guardian Sidney, and 2 love interests. Her first love, Otis, unwittingly led to her kidnapping in the 1st season, and in in Season 2, she nearly fell for the advances of artist Charles Lockhart, who was actually a relative of her father's who claimed legitimate ownership of her estate. Season 3 will continue her journey of self-discovery, according to the details Justin Young has spilled in an interview. And now that she will come face to face with the fact that her mother, who as we recall is a slave on her father's sugar plantation, may still be alive. Georgiana is one of our favorite characters because of the depth she brings to the series. She spent a lot of time in the second season trying to reconcile being the child of a slave and a slave owner, who also inherited money from a slave-owning company. So we're looking forward to watch how her search for her mother leads her to discover who she is and her role in the world. So is this the last season? Now for the big question, will Season 3 be the final season of Sanditon? We don't know for sure right now, but the show's executive producer Belinda Campbell has confirmed that at least Charlotte Haywood's journey will conclude at the end of Season 3. Heartbreaking, we know, but it makes sense. Her story will have a complete beginning, middle, and finale in this way. We'll have to wait and see if this implies Charlotte will continue to move on from Sydney by finding a way out of her surprise engagement and back to her new love, Colbourne. Next, in other related news, Ben Lloyd-Hughes on Alexander's difficult decision. Charlotte and Alexander on PBS's Sanditon had evident chemistry, which didn't get the ending fans were hoping for. Instead of proposing to Charlotte in the Season 2 finale, he fired her as his governess. And not to forget, he then tried to rehire her for the sake of his niece Augusta and daughter Leo. Charlotte rejected Alexander's re-employment offer after being heartbroken by his failure to recognize their romantic connection, and 2 months later chose to marry Ralph, a farmer from her community. In defense of his character, Ben said that it's all subjective, and what he believes is the honorable decision isn't necessarily the best decision for everyone else. Quote, "Sometimes Alexander can be so proud of cutting off his nose to spite his face. He must love himself and believe that he is deserving of love." Unquote. Ugh, that hit us right in the feels. Another masterpiece on PBS Masterpiece. Masterpiece is premiering a brand new, innovative rendition of Tom Jones, the vast, intricate tale of romance, intrigue, and mishap based on the classic 1749 Henry Fielding novel, The History of Tom Jones. A Foundling does not yet have a debut date, but some interesting casting announcements have been made regarding the cast, and it's all names we'd love to see on screen. There's Hannah Waddingham from Ted Lasso and Game of Thrones, Pearl Mackie from Doctor Who, our very own James Fleet from Bridgerton. That's not all. Solly McLeod from The Rising will be seen as Tom Jones, with Sophie Wilde as the lovely heroine Sophia Western. Mark your calendars, the show is rumored to be on air by late 2022. Sydney spotted in London. Theo James was spotted this week as he headed out to the Skies Up Next event at London's Theatre Royal. At the occasion, he was promoting their new Sky Atlantic and HBO TV adaptation, The Time Traveler's Wife, as well as the TV giant's upcoming films and programs. However, despite the cast and crew, who appeared to be in good spirits at the event, viewers of the six-part series criticized the show, claiming that the show condoned child grooming. Yikes. That's a wrap for this video. How excited are you for Sanditon Season 3? What are your expectations from the new season? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.